Duke is fighting for his life, and we love to see it. For those of you who are confused, go check out my Duke G.I. Joe playlist. You would not be bored. And just a quick reminder, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so you are updated anytime I drop a video. Alright, so from where we left off in the last video, Duke was under attack. Matter of fact, Duke was imprisoned and he was about to be killed by the forces of the enemy. What enemy? Yeah, we're about to find out, because at this exact same moment, Duke had a pistol pointed at his face by the Baroness, but he had to talk his shit, because no matter what, Duke is still Duke. He made his position known. He said that no matter what, no matter how the betrayal the US government has forced on him, he will still stand with his country, because no matter what, he's still the good guy. He thought the Baroness was about to take his head off, but she really wasn't. She just wanted to pick him up. And just before they could team up, she was about to lose her life. Because this guy pulled up next to her with a freaking machete to take her head off. But Duke, thankfully, he stopped him, because they had to work together to escape this place. They were literally about to die. If they could not go up, they would go down. And when they went down, they saw an armada of tanks and vehicles. This was Christmas. But sadly, the good guys could never stay winning for long, because when we thought this prick was dead, she really wasn't. He just lost an eye and some of his brain. He was about to go attack, but the boys were assembled in jets, tanks, and freaking armored vehicles. They laid waste to all the forces, and a bunch of them took the opportunity to escape. But Duke had to finish business. Duke had to take care of the people who started all of this. Saying peace to his mate, he set off to the headquarters of the enemy, because he knew the headquarters, and that is why they wanted him dead. Coming forth, he failed to imagine that this place would be protected. I mean, obviously, they make weaponry, so obviously they launched some missiles directly for Duke's head. Duke was a fighter jet pilot, but I mean, these are heat-seeking missiles. It's very hard to lose them. They got him. He was plummeting down from the sky. But thankfully, Duke survived this crash. But they really wanted him dead. Going up to the crash site, they wanted to execute him on the spot, but Duke was gone. He was like a freaking rat, and they knew it. Duke had snuck into their base, but the base was well protected, because even before Duke could do anything, he started calling out, "Come here, I am here, face me." And they sent someone to face him. They sent a freaking robot. Back on the military base though, they were looking for Duke. They questioned his friend, but he knew his friend would never give Duke up. But Duke might actually need some help. He was dying. Duke has been put in the most compromising situations all through this series, and it is so funny because Duke is usually like top dog, but at this moment he had to fight an android, and we see the boss of the android watching from afar, clicking the remote to control him. We see that the boss of this whole operation was none other than Despero himself, looking good as hell. Duke was here to end him because he blamed him for the death of his boy. But the truth of the matter is, Despero was not involved. As we know, the Decepticons were the ones involved. And when Duke heard this, he couldn't believe it. Despero offered to help him. Despero stretched out his hand. But Duke was no traitor, smashing Despero in his metallic face. It hurt Duke more, but Duke was a manly man. Standing to fight, he was ready to go down with the ship, but Despero couldn't be bothered, sicking his freaking android on Duke. Duke had to fight this android that had beat his ass prior. He punched, he kicked, but it was a literal robot. Whipping out his blowtorch hand, Duke had no choice but to pick up a freaking empty rifle and use it as a weapon, because he was going to fight. He was going to take down this machine. And he did, jumping onto his shoulders with all of his strength. He pulled. This is why you should never miss leg day, because he pulled that thing's head off clean. He expected this battle to be over, but it was still alive and kicking. So he had to use its own head to smash his chest in, imagining the death of his friend, imagining the people he has lost. And the saddest part is, Starscream was the one who killed his friend. All his fighting to take down Despero was for nothing. Despero was not the one who killed his friend. So right now, Duke had fought all the fight he could possibly fight, and he was about to die in a massive explosion. Boom. The next day, we see that on the news, Duke was reported to be killed, but he wasn't. He woke up in the hospital. He got picked up by General Hawk because he had a mission for Duke, taking Duke back to the prison. Duke was actually pissed off. You guys didn't believe me. You guys locked me up, but now you're taking me here. You want me to work for you. In a base the enemy knows about? Nah. But when he saw his mans, he kind of calmed down. The general wanted Duke to build him a team to battle threats, but Duke wasn't doing no secret wars. But this was not his choice. Before he could leave, the general showed him a recording. We have proof of Autobots, or rather, humanoid robots, because I don't think they know the names. And because of this, Duke enlists. He's going to form a team, and we all know what that team is called. G.I. Joe.